Alright, since Worlds is on, I want to make a short video that highlights one of the biggest mistakes a laner can do for their jungler. Hopefully most of you know this, but even those that understand it will routinely screw it up due to tunnel vision. First, I want to explain what static behavior is in order to drill this into people's heads. Static behavior is basically what someone is doing constantly and predictably. In this case, you can see that Ezreal will fight behind or near his minions and his support while at a safe distance while also attempting to harass the enemy. He's basically being aggressive with a penchant for safety. The thing about static behavior is that when you act against it, it becomes very suspicious. The second you stop doing what you've been doing all along is when your opponent will think something is up and will immediately react to it. In this situation, Ezreal broke his behavior by becoming unusually aggressive to the point where it actually gives me away. The enemy is smart enough to understand that I am around because no logical player would be playing as reckless as Ezreal has begun to play. It also helps that Ezreal is making it obvious he wants me to jump to him. Now, I do jump on him as a form of might as well gank, but unfortunately Ezreal gets caught and hell breaks loose. Admittedly, the entire follow-up chaos is the fault of Nami and me, mostly me, but it is still a good example of a player breaking static behavior and giving away his jungler's position. Alright, just think of it from my point of view. I'm the Lee Sin, obviously. Ezreal right now is taking shots at the enemy and only really getting really aggressive when the enemy is in no position to counterattack. Honestly, he's doing pretty good. He's playing defensively, hiding behind his minions and taking shots whenever he can, and the enemy really can't do very much to him. I can't really position myself to gank bottom lane, mostly because they're at their tower, but also because we don't really know if they have any wards. So eventually, Ezreal actually finds a ward. It's a pink ward. So I feel a little bit better about ganking. However, this tri-bush could still be awarded, so I check it first by going through it and then checking the enemy team's reactions, and I don't really react or anything or whatever. So I go back, just hang out a little bit more as the wave pushes to see if they move from my presence. They don't, so I position myself to gank, but unfortunately the Ezreal puts himself in a situation in which it sort of really gives away that I'm here. So the enemy is hovering towards their wall, being super defensive, and the only way I could possibly gank them is doing the little springboard on the Ezreal, which is obviously a little too ambitious, and as you can see, it really blows up on us. Again, it was my mistake afterwards, but still it was kind of an act of desperation and tilting at that point. I'm going to take the blame on that one, but still, you shouldn't give away your jungler the way that Ezreal did. Obviously, the ideal scenario there would have been for Ezreal to continue playing how he had been playing, and hopefully the enemy laners get too close to me or push forward so I could grab them in a much more optimal position. It is my fault that I went for a harass gank even after being exposed, as the alternative could have been just to cut my losses and walk away, but I got too greedy. Still though, you can take this as a lesson for two things. Breaking your static behavior too soon or randomly will immediately forfeit your opportunities, and getting too greedy will just burn you. Get it? Burn, because Brand killed us. This channel is supported by my sponsors, Crunchyroll and Loot Crate. Check out the description below for links to the websites. Signing up for any trials, including Crunchyroll's free anime trial, greatly supports my channel. Also remember to give the video a like to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't yet. I've also made a Patreon now, and if you wish to support me through that medium, then I welcome it.